for the meeting. Okay. So the main purpose of potential divider is to split potential difference between two components, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose or the main reason why we divide potential difference between two components is, let's suppose if we talking about a fan and a light, okay? There are two components. One is a lamp or a light which is connected in our room, and the second one is a fan is connected, right? So you observe that light can only operate by a single button or a single switch on and off, right?
Yes.
But for a fan, we have two different, you can say two different operations over there. One is single switch, which is used to turn on or turn off the fan. And the second one is the regulator or the dimmer. So the purpose of that regulator or the dimmer is to increase or decrease the speed of the fan, right? So
Yes.
basically the potential divider used in that regulator or in that dimmer to increase or decrease the speed of the fan, and that speed will increase and decrease with the reference of voltage that is supplying to that fan, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose of using potential divider is to operate variable voltage, variable current, variable resistance, right?
Yes.
And if we talk about the device which we use to make potential difference, so let's see that what was that device which we use to produce potential difference or difference. So let's that device. So rheostat is the device, or you can say that rheostat can be used as a potential divider in a circuit, right?
Yes.
The diagram is visible now, and you can see that there are two terminals. One terminal is connected over here. This is terminal A, or this is the second terminal. This is terminal B. So basically there are two terminals. You can connect two different components with two different terminals, right?
Yes.
And in center you can see that there is a cylindrical wire wounded over a circular or cross-sectional area. So there is a wire wounded over a circular rod, and the third part is the slider. This upper part is known as the slider. This is known as slider. And if you remember the property of resistance, so if you remember the property of resistance, so resistance depends upon the length of a wire. Okay. If we increase or decrease the length, so resistance will automatically increase or decrease with the change in or with the variation in the length of a wire. Okay.
Yes.
And now you can see that if slider is placed over here, so there are two lengths in this wire. One is on right hand side, this one, and second one is on left hand side, this one. There are two different lengths, so it means that we will get two different resistance with a single device, right? Let's suppose
Yes.
this will be RB, because this side is connected with terminal B, and this one will be known as RA because this is connected with the terminal A. Okay.
Yes.
So
Well,
the
why
purpose,
is this device used?
yes, so we can use this device in our circuit to divide potential difference. Let's suppose if there is a single supply, we also draw a circuit diagram. You will get the idea of circuit diagram, that how the voltage and current will flow through the potential divider. So we will also discuss the circuit diagram. But before that, I would like that you have to know about the physical function of that device, that how that the rheostat looks like and what is the function of that rheostat. So this is the function of rheostat, that there is a slider and there are two terminals. And when this slider moves on left or right hand side, so the length of wire will be increasing or decreasing on two sides. If one length is increasing, the other will also automatically decrease, right? Just like if RB
Yes.
is decreasing in this diagram, so RA is increasing. So it means that the potential difference at terminal A will be different from the potential difference at terminal B, right?
Yes.
So basically this device is known as a variable resistor, right?
Hmm.
Previously, we only discussed about a fixed resistor where the value of the resistors are constant, they are not changing, but is from this device or this rheostat will help you to produce variable resistance in a single circuit or between different components, right?
Yes.
Okay, now let's again go back and check the circuit diagram of this rheostat, that how this rheostat will actually work. Okay,
Yes.
so let's suppose if we draw a diagram of a potential divider. So let's suppose if there is a single circuit and there is a slider. Okay, so there is a power supply.
There are two circuits, yeah.
Yes, basically this is our main circuit, and rheostat is connected with this circuit, right? And you saw the slider over there in the diagram, right? So slider is at this position. This is the position of slider, right? In this diagram, slider is in the middle of the circuit, right? It means that the upper length and lower length are equal at this moment or in this diagram, right? We will also discuss that what will be the variation when this slider moves up or down, right? And there is a voltmeter connected over here. Let's suppose if we connect a voltmeter. So this is our voltmeter to measure the voltage which is passing through this specific part of the circuit, right? Not the whole circuit. Let's suppose if there are two resistors connected over here. Now we connect two resistors. One is connected over here and second one is connected over here. So these are fixed resistors or variable resistors?
They are fixed.
Yes, they are fixed because you know the circuit diagram or the electrical diagram of the resistance. The rectangular shape is basically representing the fixed value of the resistance. So let's suppose if there is a voltage of 12 volts which is passing from the main supply, right? And
Yes, the
let
battery.
yes, let's suppose if the value of resistance is 5 kilo ohms and 5 kilo ohms, both resistors are of same values, right?
Yes. Can we change from ohms to volts?
Basically ohms is the SI unit of resistance and volt is the SI unit of voltage. So there are two
Okay.
different quantities, right? So these are only assumed values. We are not calculating the exact values right now. I'm just uh, giving you the basic idea of the circuit. And now if we talk about the voltmeter, so voltmeter will give you the value. Let's suppose the 6 volts of, or you can say that the current which is passing through this specific part or through this part of the circuit will give you the potential difference of 6 volt, right?
Yes.
So this is the circuit, that how this specific part, the orange line gives you the value of 6 volt and the remaining part of the circuit will give you the other 6 volt, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose of potential divider is to divide this whole voltage into two components. So we divide this voltage which is of 12 volt into two equal voltage or its upon us, or it's upon our choice, that either we are going to divide them equally or in unequal values, right?
Yes.
It's upon us or upon our conditions or the choices which are given in the circuit. So it is not compulsory that you always draw the graph or the circuit in equal values, right?
Yes.
So this is the circuit with equal values, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now let's suppose if there is a variable resistor, okay, because this circuit is connected with a fixed resistors, and let's suppose if we are using a variable resistor. So now let's see what will be the variation in the circuit. So if we are using a variable resistor, so variable resistor will give you a different circuit diagram. Let's suppose if there is a circuit again, the main circuit and other is connected with the potential divider. Again, the values are same. Let's suppose 12 volt is passing through the voltage, and so sorry, from the main supply, and two resistors are connected, and those two resistors are now different. First one is a fixed resistor, right? And now second one will be a variable resistor. Okay, so this is now variable resistor. So one resistor is fixed, the second one is a variable resistor. Now let's see what will be the variation in the values, or what will be the final values of voltmeter and the resistor. Let's suppose if there is a voltmeter connected over here, and we write value of V over here. Okay, now again taking the same value of resistance, R1 will be equal to 5 kilo ohms, and R2, now this is something different in this circuit, that what will be the value of R2 in this diagram? Will be it equal to 5 kilo ohm or something different? Because now there is a variable resistor connected in this diagram. So what will be the value of R2 in this diagram? Is it equals to 5 kilo ohms or something different value? Can you identify? Okay, since there is a variable resistor connected in the circuit, so we can say that the maximum value of the resistor is 5 kilo ohms. So the value will be equal to 0 till 5 kilo ohms, right? Because now there is a variable resistor, so it will be depend upon us that we will increase the resistance to 5 kilo ohms, or either we will decrease the resistance to 0 kilo ohms, right? This is again a slider connected over here. And if we talk about the final voltage, so final voltage will be also in a range starting from 0 ending till 6 volt, right? So by using the variable resistor, you will get a variable values of resistance and voltage. Just like we already discussed in the circuit diagram of a fan and a bulb. Let's suppose if a bulb is connected with this R1, or a lamp is connected with R1, so we will get a fixed value, bulb or a lamp. So lamp or bulb will get a fixed value of electric current or the voltage, but The second device or the second part of the circuit is connected with a variable resistance, right? So let's suppose our main purpose of using a variable resistor over here, that we are going to connect a device which we want to operate with a variable value of voltage or resistance, right? Okay. Any confusion?
No.
Okay. So this is the main purpose of potential divider, to divide the potential between two different components, right? And
Yes. So the
finally, we can conclude that if we talk about the resistance and voltage, so we can write as, if resistance will increase, so by increasing the resistance, the potential difference will also increase, right?
yes.
Because the main purpose of resistance is to produce the hindrance in the path of charges. So the value of electric current will be low, but there will be a difference between high and low potential, that charges are passing from one terminal to the other terminal, right?
Yes.
That's why the value of voltage will be greater when the resistance will be greater. Okay.
Yes.
So this is the conclusion, that if they ask you that what will happen if slider will move in upward direction, right?
Like, what do you mean upper?
Let's suppose if this slider will move in upward direction, right? So what?
Pulling.
Yes. So we can say that if the slider moves upward, so you can see that the length of R2 will increase, right?
Length of the
This one.
length of the knob will increase.
Yes, the value of R2 or this length will be increased, this circuit, right? Because this
What
slider
about
will move
R1?
upward, R1 will become short as compared to R2, because if one length is increasing, second one will automatically decrease. Okay.
Okay.
So if slider moves upward, so the value of R2 or the resistance of R2 will increase. And if we move that slider downward, so R2 or the value of R2 will decrease, right?
Yes.
So this is the difference between the length and the value of resistance depends upon the slider. Okay.
Yes. The what will increase?
Resistance will increase, the same point. Resistance will increase and potential difference will also increase if we move this slider upward, right? Like we
Yes.
say that the resistance will increase towards 5 kilo ohms, right? If we move slider upward. And if we move that slider downward, so your value will decrease towards zero. Okay.
Yes.
So this is the concept of variable resistor. And if you want to calculate the values by a formula, so the formula to calculate these value will be like this. Let's suppose if we talk about the formula, so resistance of one component will increase with the voltage, and the resistance of the second component will increase with the voltage of the second component, right?
Yes. So to calculate this, we need two voltage meters and two resistance.
Yes. In this circuit, we only talk about one voltmeter or one resistance or two resistor, right? Because if we calculate one voltage or a single voltage of the circuit, so the next one can be calculated with the help of a simple formula, right?
Yes.
So this is the concept of potential divider, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in next meeting, we will discuss the concept of a diode, right? So I am ending this meeting. You may join back in the second meeting and then we will discuss the concept of diodes, right?
Yes.